Good morning. Today is Friday, December 11th, 2020. Coach Rich in the house. Man, today we got a good one. We're gonna be warming up with some frog pump. All right, so legs are gonna be splayed open. We're gonna be hip thrusting all the way up. We're gonna get a good glute squeeze. Then we're gonna be doing a lateral bear crawl with a little downward dog. So a little bit of core, a little bit of shoulder stability, and then pepper in a little bit of mobility with that down dog. And then we're gonna be hitting a little Russian twist, just a little old school core work. From there, 14-minute ladder, 2-hand swing, and then into a racked forward lunge. Ladder's gonna go 4, 6, 10. Lots of reps. You're gonna be sweating, you're gonna be working really hard. And then we're gonna do some tough stuff after that. We're gonna be doing some rear foot elevated split squat with some bicep curl. And then we're gonna go with a foot elevated position, high plank knee drive. Whew. And then we're gonna be finishing off with a sprinter sit-up, some X-band walks, some skater bounce. It's gonna be fun. So let's dive in, let's warm things up here a little bit. It's feeling good in here today, guys. Feeling good in here today. I'm ready to go. Ooh, baby, trapping the feet a little bit, nothing crazy. Warming up the core temperature here, getting some blood flow going. Take it into a little cha-cha. Little forward, little back. Little forward, little back. Just warming some things up. Just getting moving, nothing crazy. Just feeling good. 3, 2, 1. Let's take the feet out and in. Out and in. Out and in. If you got a little bit more speed, take it up a notch. 3, 2, 1. Little twisty, little hop turn. Little hop turn. You're not hopping too high, just enough to kind of rotate your hips from side to side. And then let's go through this pattern one more time, back to our choppy feet. Choppy hands, if you got it. Pick your knees up a little bit higher. And then into our cha-chas, forward and back. Forward and back, forward and back, forward and back. Into our out and ins, out and ins, out and ins, out and ins. 3, 2, 1, and twists. 3, 2, 1. Cool. Grab a mat, let's take it down to the ground. Taking it down to the ground. We're gonna set up, I call this a rock back. So one thing I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna dig my toes into the ground. I'm gonna get my core tight, and then I'm gonna think about like dropping back into a squat while I'm on this kind of all fours position. So abs tight, you shouldn't be around, you shouldn't be extended. Flatten your spine out, just drive your hips back into your heels while you're kind of digging your toes into the ground, almost as if you're trying to recreate a squat shape when you're in this on-ground position. 3, core stays tight. 2, good. From here, getting your traditional quadruped. Round your spine, exhale. Arch your spine, inhale. Just taking your spine through some big flexion, some big extension patterns. Making sure to sync up your breathing with the movement. So when you round your spine like this, you're gonna exhale, you're gonna push all the air out of your belly. And then when you arch your spine, you're gonna inhale into your belly, you're gonna look up. And then from here, half kneeling flows. So I'm gonna go foot all the way up. Hands are in line with my forward foot. 3 things, out. I'm gonna have my hand on the inside of my knee, I'm pushing away. Then I'm gonna go forearm down to my instep. Big open turn. Notice when I do this open turn, what I'm not doing is just letting my arm go up like this. I wanna rotate through my trunk, my thoracic spine, and I want my chest to really open, and then my arm just extends out. So I get a nice straight line from one hand up here, all the way down to my hand that's on the ground. And then just go through that flow one more time. You're gonna push away. When you push away, make sure the big toe stays on the ground. Don't let your foot go like this. Keep that foot flat on the ground. Out, down, open. And then you're gonna push your hips back. So from this position, my hips are going back behind. What I wanna feel here is my hamstring, and then I wanna move my hips right and left. And anytime we're doing these actions where we're kind of moving and working into a stretch, you're thinking about where does that feel sticky, where does it feel a little gunked up, and that's where you want to spend a little bit more of your time. Alrighty, if you haven't already, we're going to switch sides. Foot is coming up, 3 things, pushing away, going down, and then open. Let's repeat 1 time. Pushing away, driving down, open, and then rocking back. Once we're back, we're feeling some pull in that front hamstring, and then we're moving side to side with our hips. 3, 2, 1. All right, let's get into our 90-90 position here. 90 degree with the front leg, 90 degree angle with the back leg. Chest up, posture. Remember, when we're doing these, we don't want to collapse down. We want to lead our chest out in front. So I'm going to lead my chest forward, kind of angling directly at my forward knee. I want to reach all the way across my body, and then I want to reach across towards my foot. And again, sensing where you feel tightest, and that's where I want you to spend a little bit more time. So if you feel tighter coming across the knee, spend a little bit more time over there. If you feel tighter coming over towards the foot, move it over there. But if it doesn't feel like much of a stretch and it feels really easy, all right, don't waste your time, move on, find something else that's kind of gunked up. We don't got all day to do these stretching and mobility routines. Now don't get me wrong, I think they're beneficial and all, but we need it all. We need the stretch, we need some stability, then we need some conditioning and some strength. Alrighty, last one, some adductor dips. We're gonna come out 90 degrees, we're gonna slide our hips. We're gonna maintain tension through our abs, and then we're just gonna alternate. So you're gonna bring the knee down, and then bring it out. Bring the knee down, bring it out. Keep the core tight. Keep your hips in line with that forward side foot. All right, so when I'm coming out, I don't want my butt kind of leaking behind. I wanna keep it directly into my line of my foot and my downside knee. All right, so that's enough of that. We're gonna get rocking and rolling here, guys. Slide this up a touch. What we're gonna be doing next for our starter, it's gonna be 3 exercises. The first one we're gonna be doing is called a frog pump. So a frog pump is very similar to a traditional glute bridge, except that your feet are gonna be pushing into each other. You're gonna be laying on your back, and then when you come up, your hips are going up to the ceiling, good glute squeeze, and then you're coming back down. So you have to actively push your feet into each other as you go up, then come back down. Be careful not to overextend from your low back, so do a good job of bracing your core. Feel your lower back push into the ground before you bridge up. So I'm gonna flatten my back into the ground, my abs are tight, I'm gonna drive up, squeeze, down. If this is just way too easy for you, grab a weight, put it right over your belt buckle, and knock it out with a little bit of weight there. Next one, depending on what kind of space you have, we're gonna be moving laterally with a bear crawl. Whenever you run into space, you're gonna hit a downward dog, drop back into a bear, and then crawl back the opposite direction. So I'm gonna start on one side of my mat, get into my bear shape. I'm gonna crawl to the other side of my mat. From here, I'm gonna shoot my hips up, downward dog, back to bear, and then crawl. So every time you make it to one side, work into a downward dog, drop back into a crawl, and then move to the opposite side. So just a little combination of some mobility work, and then a little bit of core, a little shoulder stability as well. Last one, old school Russian twist. Y'all know these. Balance on your booty. And then if you want to use a little bit of weight, go ahead. Try to get your feet up off the ground, and you're just gonna rotate side to side. 3 exercises, 3 rounds, 30 seconds per exercise. Let's have some fun. Let's work hard. Coach needs a quick step. Alrighty, let's go to work. Let's go to work. All right, on the clock in 10 seconds here. We're gonna start with those frog pumps. Frog pumps coming up. Hey, hey. Feet are in towards the butt. All right, push your feet into each other. Drive up, good booty squeeze, come back down. Maintain some good tension through your abs. Focus on how tightly you can squeeze your glutes at the top of the rep. One little thing I'm doing, if you notice where my hands are, I'm holding the edge of this mat so that when I go up, I'm not sliding backwards. I'm staying in one spot, which is really helpful because sometimes I do these bridges and I keep scooching back. So I'm holding on here So I stay in that same spot the whole time. All right, quickly transition into bear. So we're doing that lateral bear crawl. When you get out of space, downward dog. Here we go. Lateral crawl, stack your shoulders over the hands. Once you get to the end of one spot, bang, up to down dog, drop down, and then navigate to the opposite side. Stacking the shoulders over the hands, stacking your hips over your knees when you're doing that bear crawl. Actively pushing your hands into the ground, getting a good stretch on that backside down dog. Core staying tight. Good. Back to the mat, sitting on our booties. Russian twist coming up here, guys. Russian twist, old school. Lean back, balance on your butt. And what I like to do is I like to rotate my hands opposite my lower body. So as my hands go to the right, I'm gonna take my legs to the left. My hands go to the left, my legs go to the right. But only my butt is touching the ground. And then I'm reaching my hands all the way. I'm touching the floor every single time. Yes. Oh, I'm feeling that already. That's awesome. 3, 2, 1. All right, 25-second rest. And then we're gonna be going into our frog pump again. So laying onto our back sides. We're bringing our heels into our butt. Okay. Backs are flat, abs are tight. For me, I'm gonna grab the bottom of my mat here. Tension on the core. Push your feet into each other. Good squeeze at the top. 2, 1. Here we go. Good squeeze at the top of every rep. Flatten your low back into the ground. No excessive arching through your lumbar spine. Very, very important. So if you're feeling this in your low back, what is likely happening is you're getting too much motion from your low back and you're not getting full hip extension. And if you're not getting full hip extension, that means you're probably not using your glutes. All right, we gotta use the glutes here. Nice job, guys. Take a little rest. Working back into our lateral bear crawl with the downward dog. Bear position, ready? Here we go. Moving from right to left. Once you get to the end of one side, work into that down dog. Push your heels into the ground, stretch. Drop your knees back low. So when we're doing this crawl, your knees should be about 1 to 2 inches hovering off the floor. So you gotta get those knees really low. They're dropping down, stacking your shoulders right over the top of the hands. Core stays tight. Feeling good. Russian twist coming up. Russian twist coming up. All right, so this is the end of round 2. Ready? Here we go. Working from side to side here. Keeping the abs tight. Nice smooth rotations. The whole time you're squeezing your core. Hands are going to the right while your lower body's going to the left, and vice versa. If this is too much, what you're gonna do is just gently set your heels onto the ground, okay? That'll take a little bit of the tension off, okay? You can keep working with the heels on the ground. Like I just did right there. I needed that. That's okay. All right, so 2 rounds down. Let's just do this one more time, and then we are gonna be primed for an awesome workout today. So, getting into that frog position. This is our last set, so if it feels easy, go ahead, grab a weight, put it right over your belt buckle. I'm gonna stick with my body weight though. Ready? Let's go. Push the feet into each other. Good squeeze at the top. Think about keeping your abs tight the whole time. So when you come down, low back should be flush with the floor. You bridge up, you squeeze your glutes, you come back down. You wanna be feeling this in your butt muscles, your hip muscles here, all right? Not your backs. Very important. Thinking about how tight you can squeeze at the top of the rep. Whoo, awesome. All right, last one of these, lateral crawl with the down dog. Here we go. 1, let's go. Staying nice and low, actively pushing the hands into the ground. Once you make it to one side, stretch. On that down dog, really think about using your hands and pushing into the ground. So I'm actively pushing my hands into the floor as I drive myself backwards so I get a massive stretch. The next thing you want to think about doing is kind of squeezing your quads as you go up into that down dog. When you squeeze your quads, it's going to force your legs to straighten as much as they can. And as they straighten, you're going to feel even bigger stretch in those hams. Russian twist for the finish. Yeah! All right, last one of these. Remember, if you need to, go ahead and just set your feet, your heels on the ground. Maintain a little bit of a lean back. Keep the tension on your core. All that good stuff. We're almost there. Last one for our warmer-upper. And then we're gonna get into our main piece, number one, with our swings and our forward lunges. Oh, baby. 2, 1. Oh, yeah. So I'm gonna move my mat out of the way. I'm gonna grab a little bit of a weight here. And I'm not gonna mess around. I'm gonna grab a little weight today, okay? I'm not gonna play with you guys. I'm gonna go for real. All right, so I got a nice little weight here. You have a couple options with this, guys. You got a couple options. You can use a single bell, and when you're using single bell, you can do that nice, good, clean two-hand swing with it. And then when you do your lunges, you can come up into the front rack and do your front rack lunge, holding the bell in the goblet position. All right, so you can do it like that. You also have the option, if you don't have a singular heavy weight, you can go 2 lighter weights. And with your 2 lighter weights, you can do your swing today with 2 variations. Your first variation, you gotta open your stance a little wider. So you do a double bell swing coming through the middle. Or you can go with a skier style swing, narrow your stance a little bit, keep your palms facing each other, and you can go this way with the skier swing. It's up to you. And then with your double bell, you can put them up in the front rack like this when you do your lunges. All right, so those are your options. If you got 2 light weights, you're gonna go double bell work. If you have a little heavier weight, you're gonna go with a single bell, all right? The way this is gonna work, I'm gonna set a clock for 14 minutes. For 14 minutes straight, we're gonna work. And we're gonna ladder. And the ladder's gonna go 4, 6, 10. So you can do 4 swings. And then when you do the forward lunge, it's gonna be 2 and 2. So right, left, for a total of 4. So you're not doing 4 per leg, you're doing a total of 4. So 4 swings, 1, 2, 3, 4. 6 swings, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3 and 3. 10 swings, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 and 5. So a total of 10 on the lunges, okay? Once you finish your 10th, you're gonna come back down to the bottom of the ladder and start back up at 4. 4, 6, 10. Try to do your swings right into that racked forward lunge. And then once you finish your set of swings and your set of lunges, then if you need to take a rest, take a rest. As always, I want you to work as hard as you possibly can without letting your form break down. So how hard can you work without letting any sort of drop in your technique happen? So that's the goal for today. If you notice that your form is breaking down a little bit, set that weight down, catch your breath, come back to it. All right? So work hard, be safe, be smart. All right? That's the goal for today. Okay, I'm gonna set my clock here. We're working for 14 minutes, 4, 6, 10 ladder. 2 moves, that's it. All right, keeping it simple today. I'm gonna start my, I'm curious, I wanna see what my heart rate gets up to. All right, guys, 4, 6, 10. We're starting in 10 seconds with a 2-hand swing. 2-hand swing. All right, have fun, work hard, be smart. That's the goal. Let's go. 4 swings. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pop it up. It's in nice and tight. We're gonna do 4 total lunges. 1, alternating legs. 2, 3, 4. Then we're gonna set it down. If we need to take a second, this is where you take a second. You shake it out a little bit. So I usually like to give myself a few seconds in the beginning, and then I'm gonna get right back into it, making sure my mind is clear, my intention is on what I'm trying to do. And then I'm going into 6s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pop it up. Regroup. Bring my stance in a little bit into my forward lunge for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I'm gonna set it down. Let my heart rate just check itself a little bit. And then I'm gonna get back into it. So challenge set is gonna be 10 now. It's gonna be 10. So my pace today, guys, I'm kind of working with a slow to moderate pace, just so you kind of know what's happening over here. So if you're working at my pace, ideally you'd be working with a little bit of a heavier weight. All right? All right, so I'm going 10 now. All right, tip the bell back, hike it through, 10 swing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Rack it up. Elbows come down, feet come together. Chest stays tall, control. Powerful push back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice and smooth on these lunges. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Awesome, awesome. So we just finished our first round together. You might be working a little bit faster than myself, and that's totally fine. You might be working a little slower than me. That's totally fine. Just make sure that you are working at a pace that you are challenging yourself. That's the important part here. All right, so I finished my 4, 6, 10, and now I'm gonna start back at 4. And this time I go through, I'm gonna start breaking down the movements a little bit more. So this first set of swings, I'm gonna open my stance. I'm gonna create a triangle between my feet and the bell. I'm gonna push my hips back. I'm gonna feel some tension in my hamstrings. I'm gonna get my core nice and tight. Then from here, I'm gonna tip the handle back. I'm gonna bend it. I'm gonna hike it back. Snap through. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pop it up. Elbows down. Feet together. Notice I'm not leaning back at all. I wanna stay straight up. I'm gonna take a nice forward lunge and powerfully push back home. Alternating legs. 2, 3, 4. Bell comes down. All right, this next set of swings, what I'm gonna think about is how tight I can squeeze my glutes at the top of the rep. So we're going 6 swings now. And at the top of the swing, I'm gonna think about driving my heels into the floor and squeezing my butt as tight as I can when that bell is at about chin level. Making sure I'm not excessively arching back. I'm standing nice and tall at the top of my swing. So at the top of our swing, we wanna think that swing should look like a standing plank, right? So our arms are extended, our abs are tight, we're not arching back, our legs are locked out, we're not bending in the knees, we're straight up standing tall. All right, so I'm gonna think about driving my heels through the ground, finishing with my glutes. Tip the bell back, hike it through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pop it up. Stance together, chest tall. 6 lunge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, sitting down. Awesome. Now we're going into that challenge set of 10. So in this set on my swings, I'm gonna think about snapping my legs quickly. So as I start coming out of the bottom position, I'm trying to stand up tall and then squeeze and snap my quads as hard as I can. So I'm still thinking about the glutes, but now my emphasis is gonna be on my quads. So open up the stance, create the triangle with your feet in the bell, hinge back, find the hams, tip it, all right, bend the handle, hike it back, snap the quads. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Pop it up, bring the stance together, chest up, control, power back. Control, power back. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Woo! Set it down. All right. I've done 2 rounds. I got 8 minutes to go. I'm gonna at least get 2 more full rounds. Take a little sip and then keep working. Remember, we want to work as hard as we can while still making sure we're executing perfect form. So we're building up this concept again of strength endurance. So becoming stronger, working our muscles, but maintaining that technique, maintaining that form over multiple reps. All right, so I'm starting back at 4. Now the next thing I'm gonna start thinking about is my breathing. So as that bell starts moving away from my body, I'm gonna begin to exhale. So that at the very top of the swing, I'm in a full exhale and my abs are really tight. So bell starts coming up, forceful exhale, as if you're coughing. So you notice if you put your hands on your stomach and you cough, when you finish that cough, you notice your abdominals are gonna contract. So it's that kind of forceful, quick contraction as you exhale that we're looking for. All right, so 4 reps, setup is the same. Triangle with the bell and the feet, hinge back, find the hams, tip the bell. Hike it. Bring it up, bring the stance together into our lunge. Control it, power back. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now the forward lunge, that's gonna put the most stress on the front of our knee. So if your knees are not liking the forward lunge, do a reverse lunge instead. That'll take a lot of the stress, especially we call shear stress, off the front of that joint. So instead of going forward, just take a step back, a little bit more knee friendly. What you might notice though, as you start warming up, the forward lunge started off not feeling so hot, but after a couple of reps, things started loosening up, things started warming up a little bit. Now it feels pretty good. Regardless, we're gonna continue. So now I wanna start thinking about all these things. I wanna think about my heels driving into the ground. I wanna think about my glutes are squeezing, snapping through my quads. I wanna think about that hard exhale as I breathe away at the top of the swing. So package all that stuff up and start making it one beautiful, masterful move here. Here we go, 6 reps. Open up the stance, hinge back. Tip the bell, hike it through. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pop it up, elbows in, feet together. Big step. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Set it down. Oh yeah, oh yeah. All right, we got a challenge set coming up. What I want you to think about on this challenge set is getting that bell to float. So as we get that bell to float, all right, that means we're snapping aggressively through our hips so that that bell is just kind of starting to rise to the top effortlessly. So we're creating so much power here at the bottom that no longer are we using our shoulders to raise the weight up. So it's gonna be thinking about how powerful you can get out of that bottom of the swing to get that bell to just float right to the top. All right, challenge set, we got 10 reps here. Open up the stance, hinge back, find the hamstrings, tip the bell, hike it through. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Pop it in, elbows down, feet together. Big step. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, Almost there. 8, 9, 10. Good job, guys, good job. All right, we got 3 minutes left. We definitely got time for one more round. Starting back at 4. All right, so now I'm gonna get in some of the more subtle, some more nuanced little things of the swing. That's one reason I always love this move. I mean, I've been doing this exercise for 6 years thinking I've been doing it right. And to this day, I still notice really subtle little things that I'm perfecting and fine tuning. So always challenge yourself to get better at a movement, even if you think it's something that you've done 1,000 times before, you can still get a little bit better at it. So when I grip my handle of that bell, I want to think of bending that handle in half. And when I do that, I'm going to engage my lats. And when I engage my lats, it's going to bring a little bit more stiffness to my upper spine and reduce the ability for me to want to round my back forward. Sometimes when we get in this too rounded shape, that can set us up for injury later on down the road, okay? So I'm gonna do my setup the same, but I want you to notice as I grip the bell, I'm gonna try to bend that handle in half. And when I do that, I'm gonna try to engage my lats here a little bit. So you're gonna notice my shoulders are gonna kind of drop down. All right, here we go. Setting up at 4s, open up the stance, hinge back, tip the bell, bend the handle, hike it through. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pop it up, elbows down, feet together. 1, 2, 3, 4. And set it down. All right, that was pretty good. All right, let's package it all together now so we know everything we're trying to do. Drive our heels to the ground, squeeze the glutes at the top, snap the quads, hard exhale, bend the handle. So much stuff going on. That's one of the reasons that we do so many reps. So you have an opportunity to get all this stuff down. So your mind can really only think about and focus on about 3 things at any given time. So if you're using all 3 things on how to swing a kettlebell, and I'm giving you 6 things, you're only picking 3. But after you do it, a lot of the things are going to become subconscious, so that you can kind of check the box and then move on to the next thing. 6 reps. Let's go. I'm going to see if I can get my 6s and 10s in here. Let's see. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pop it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll be late. 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. Woo, finish up what you got. Don't stop mid-set. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, good stuff, guys, good stuff. I'm gonna finish it, I gotta finish it. It's a curse. Healthy curse, but it's a curse. Alrighty, so moving on to our next thing. If you have a bench, you're gonna need it. So I'm gonna pull my bench out. If you don't have a bench, you're gonna use a couch. You're gonna use a coffee table, a chair. All right, something to elevate your back foot up onto. From this position here, we're gonna be doing a rear foot elevated split squat with a little curl action. So whatever foot that you have on the bench, that's the side you're gonna hold the weight on. So right now I have the weight on my left side. I'm gonna put my left foot onto the bench. And what I'm gonna do is, number 1, I'm gonna set up in the bottom. So you're always gonna set up here. Notice my toe is not digging down. I'm kind of resting on my laces. My front foot, I'm gonna lean forward, and I wanna set up so that my knee is right over the middle of my foot. I'm not way out in front of my toes. I'm not behind my heel. I'm gonna kind of shift forward a little bit. Notice my spine angle, a little bit of spine angle. This is a hybrid movement, so that means we're gonna have a good combination of some quads, some hams, and some glute. I'm gonna grip my weight here. I'm gonna come all the way up. I'm gonna come about halfway down. And then I'm just gonna own this position right here, and we're gonna rep our curls out. Oh, baby. Guys, this is gonna be really tough. So what I'm asking you to do is get into that kind of half foot elevated position. Once you're there, we're doing what's called an isometric hold, and then we're gonna do a bicep curl on that arm the entire set. That's gonna be really tough, but also really fun. So we're gonna do that on one side. Once we're done with one side, if I was working my left, I'm gonna get into a high plank position with my feet up on the bench, and I'm gonna go left knee to my left elbow. All right, then we're gonna get back up to our feet, and then we're gonna be doing this rear foot elevated split squat with the other side. So I'm gonna put this right in the middle so you can see me on both sides, see what I'm doing, all right? Okay, guys, this is a 3-rounder. These are 30-second long sets. This is gonna be tough. So mentally, you gotta bring your A game right here, all right? Come on, it's Friday. Let's go. Let's go to work. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All right, guys, on the clock in 10, we're gonna go left hand with our left foot on the bench. All right, let's get our setup position. Left hand, left foot on the bench, dropping down, posture, free hand, make some tension. Here we go. Come all the way up, come halfway down. Once you find a good spot, you're gonna stay right here. Give me some curls, let's go. Your legs at this point, they're not doing anything. They're just holding this position. If you wanna make it a little harder, sink down a little bit lower. If you wanna make it a little easier, stand up a little bit, but maintain tension on this leg. Oh. Ooh, man, that is no joke. All right, guys, so now our feet are going up onto this bench. High plank position. I'm gonna go left knee to my left elbow. Feet are up, stacking over the top, and I'm coming in like this. Coming straight into my body like this. Squeeze your abs as you come in. If this position is too challenging, you're just gonna put your feet on the ground, okay? That's fine. Keep everything locked in tight. Keep your shoulders stacked over your hands. Squeeze your core. Almost there. Man, I don't know what I was thinking when I wrote this workout, guys. I apologize. Alrighty, let's do the right side now. So, our setup is gonna be in the bottom. All right, stand all the way up. And then from here, sink, find a good spot, curls. Ooh. 3, 4. Oh, burns. Fight it. Almost there. Woo! I can't fake this, guys. I can't fake this. Oh, jeez. Oh, okay. We did it. We're all right. We're still breathing. We're still breathing. High plank position this time. Right knee is coming in to the right elbow. Stay square, core stays tight. Ready? Let's go to work. Stacking the shoulders over the hands. Do not let your lower back sink down. Do not let your butt stick up in the air. Everything stays totally square. If this is too challenging, bring your feet down to the ground and keep going. All right, you can do this. 7 seconds, push through. Woo-hoo. We did one. We did one. All right, we did one. We can do 2 more. We can do 2 more. Come on, guys. Come on. Come on. Earn a little something this weekend. Don't go crazy. Don't go crazy, but earn a little something. You know what I'm talking about. Earn yourself a slice right now. Pizza Friday, let's go. Sink into it, hold tight. You know, coach is working when he gets quiet like this. I've got even weight load on my front foot, so I got even weight between my toes and my heel. So I'm nice and balanced. I'm feeling my glutes, I'm feeling my hamstrings, I'm feeling my quads. All right, that's what we want. Oh man, that is good. That is good stuff. All right, high planky. Left side is coming in. Left side coming in. I'm grateful I put enough rest in these things, or else that would have gotten sloppy. All right, guys, let's stay tight here. Think about squeezing your obliques, leaning your shoulder towards that knee and towards that hip as the knee starts driving in. So if you notice, I'm kind of side bending towards that side. I'm doing an extra crunch into my oblique, into my lower abs, emphasizing that contraction. Woo! Oh, that's good. That's good. Pivot that the other way. Right side now, right side. I'm getting the sweat going, guys. This is good. This is what we want. You want coach down there in the trenches with you. All right, we're up. Good tension, sit into it, posture. Notice my spine angle, relatively vertical. I have a little lean at my hip, but I'm not rounding my upper back at all. That's important here. Oh man, this side feels tighter. Oh. Come on, left side. 7 seconds, guys. Oh, gross. All right, right knee to right elbow. This is the end of round 2. We're almost there. Stay with me. Stay with me, guys. Come on. Come on, crew. Come on, crew. Here we go. Here we go. All right, just like the other side, lean into it as that knee comes towards your elbow. Lean into it, crunch your obliques, squeeze, reset, squeeze, reset. Ha! Everything you're doing, intentional, is focused. Ha! Reset. Ha! Reset. Once you've mastered that movement, then go ahead and speed up a little bit. But don't start stacking sloppy movement with more speed. That's a recipe for an injury, and I don't want anyone getting hurt. Y'all know that. Alrighty, we made it. Final round. Ooh, I need a quick sip here. Breathing heavy. All right, let's go. Enough playing around. We got our right leg out in front. We're getting to the bottom. Pull yourself into the hole. Get there. Rep it. Let's go. My core is staying tight. My knee is low. This front leg is doing my work here. So I don't have my weight shifting back. My weight is forward onto this front leg. Oh. Another thing I'm doing, I'm thinking about that bicep curl at the top of the rep. Almost there. Woo-hoo. Sweating, sweating, sweating. High plank, left side starting, left side starting. Back it up a tick. Lean into it. Stack the shoulders. Body, one nice good straight line. Knee comes in, lean and squeeze. Here we go. Lean and squeeze. You get this dialed in, go ahead and speed it up a little bit. If it's not perfect, slow down a little bit until it is. I want you executing only perfect form. Excellence only, that's it. Even when you're tired, unless I say so. Unless I say you can use a little body English, but that's rare. Ha! That's rare, and unfortunately, that's only for advanced lifters. All right, so people that have been doing this a long time, at that point, there's a need sometimes to use a little extra, but only if you've been doing it to the point where you really know what you're doing. I never recommend that for my newer lifters out there. Get the perfect form first, and then you can kind of figure out how to do little cheats and things like that if you need to. Oh man. But by no means is this a beginner exercise right here. So if you're like, Rich, this is ridiculous. You're right, this one is. Oh. Oh. That one is absolutely, I would give that like a solid 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10 difficulty. Not the hardest thing you ever do, but by no means the beginner stuff. All right, last one on this series. Let's finish. Yay! Lean into it. Squeeze the oblique. Squeeze your core. Ha. 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 If you need to, slow down a little bit, that's fine. Remember, technique is number 1. Effort is number 2. Get your technique first, and then raise your level of intensity. Guys, we did it. We're on to the big finish. I'm happy, I'm excited. This makes me fired up right here. All right, guys, so if you have a big band, you're gonna need it. You're gonna need that big band. All right, we're gonna be doing some X-band walks. If you have like the smaller loop band, that one will work as well. 3 exercises here. This is gonna be number 2. I'm gonna demonstrate number 1 right now. So number 1, this is one of my favorites. You guys know this is a sprinter sit-up. So you're gonna start with your arms and your legs fully extended. You're gonna roll up. I'm gonna bring one knee in. My hand is gonna come and touch the opposite inside of my foot here. Then I'm gonna come all the way down. I'm gonna roll myself up. I'm gonna twist and then touch my opposite foot. Roll up, sit up and twist. All right, that's a sprinter sit-up. Your next one is gonna be the X-band walk. So if you got your big band, lay it on the ground, step on it right in the middle of your feet, cross your hands, and then pull your hands by your hips. From here, sit your butt back, and you're gonna be moving side to side, working with as much space as you can. So if you don't have a lot of space, that's okay. Just do a step or 2 to one side, a step or 2 to the other side. Step or 2 to one side, step or 2 to the other side. All right, your last one. All right, for my athletes out there. Well, depending on how tight it is, you can go either. All right, so with those bands, I would put that around your ankle. So if you have the loop bands, put those loops right around the ankle, that's fine. The big bands you're gonna step on your feet. Our last one, guys, sprinter sit-up. So we're gonna be bounding side to side. So like a little hop like this, working from side to side. And that move's gonna be a little extra spicy today, just because we're gonna be doing that X-band walk for 40 seconds right before it. So those muscles are gonna be exhausted by the time we ask you to jump from side to side. Okay, let's do it. Let's work hard, let's have some fun. All right, finished. Let's round this week out, guys. It was an awesome week. Let's finish it. Let's finish it. All righty, 10 seconds and we're on. Sprinter sit-up, 25 seconds. 25 seconds, reaching over, roll yourself up, hand to the inside of your opposite foot. Squeeze your abs as you come up. Ha. Ha. Nice and smooth. Sit nice and tall. Try to bring your chest up to your thigh. From this one, we're gonna go right to that X-band walk. All right, 15 seconds, let's get in position. So if you have the big band, you can even do this one with the handles, right? So if you have the handles, same idea, let it come down, grab your handles, pull it by your sides. Sit your hips back. Do not drag your feet. Do not drag your feet. Keep your shoulders square. I don't want to see you rocking the boat, so stay nice and square. And your focus is not the leg that's stepping out, it's the leg that's on the ground. So if I'm going to my left, I'm focusing on my right leg driving to the side. So I'm pushing off my right, that's my focus. When I'm going to my right, I'm focusing on driving off my left side. So think about your driving leg, not the leg that's actually stepping. Almost there. Oh yeah, good stuff. And now this last one, a little spicy now. So now you should already be feeling these muscles. And now we're gonna bound from side to side. Start with a small hop, and then progressively take it bigger and bigger based on your comfort level. So what I want you at least to try is a small hop, working on your balance, and then as it feels comfortable, work on jumping further and further. Notice I'm reaching that leg behind my body, but it's not touching the ground. Ah, good stuff. Good stuff. Round one done. Round one done, no big deal. If you felt like it was a little easy, the second and third rounds, I want you to ratchet it up a little bit. Take it up a notch, you got this. All right, sprinter sit up. Arms and legs are extended. Roll yourself up, hand to the inside of the opposite foot. Here we go. Smooth. Focused contractions. Think about your abdominals here. Roll yourself up, roll yourself down. Feel your spine coming down, one spinal segment at a time. Good stuff. Up to our feet quickly, get that band set up. You gotta transition quick or you're gonna miss out. I don't want you missing out. Reach, grab the opposite hands. Hands come to the side, shoulder blades back and down. Focusing on the driving leg, not the stepping leg. Do not drag your feet. Pick your feet up, keep your shoulders level. Rotate this way a little bit. Oh, it's starting to burn. I'm feeling that for sure. That feels good. Almost there, guys. Woo, baby. 2, 1. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Skater bound. Big skater bound. Let's be powerful. So you've had your first set to warm that up. Now let's go up. Let's go a little harder here. You ready? Come on, be powerful, be explosive. Working on your balance here. Loading with control and then explosively jumping to your furthest point. Load with control, explosively. Notice how I'm using my arms. I'm throwing my body weight. Whoo! 2 down, 1 to go. 2 down, 1 to go. We're almost there now. We're almost there now. Ah, one more little sip. Ah, love it, love it. All right, guys, on to the ground. Sprinter sit up coming up. Ready? Let's go. Ha. Ha. Roll yourself up. Roll yourself down. Smooth it out. Come on. Quickly to the bands. Quickly to the band. X-band walk. X-band walk, resisted lateral band walk, whatever you want to call it. Lay that sucker down. Open up the stance. Get your posture set. Here we go. Focusing on that driving leg. Driving leg, not the stepping leg. Thinking about keeping your shoulders square. Thinking about keeping your abs tight. All right, put it all together. Big, powerful drive step. Control it back in. Powerful drive, control. Powerful drive, control.
Almost there. Seven seconds. Finish strong. Ha. Ha. Oh. Woo. And then we're gonna finish with our bound. Finish with our bound. Last thing we're doing, guys. Come on. How far can you go? With control. Controlled power here. 2, 1. Ha. Explode. Explode. You guys are athletes. Come on. Push yourselves. Almost there. Come on. Ha. 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 2, 1. Woo! Oh, good stuff. All right. We're gonna do a lazy man's butt stretch here, or a lazy woman's butt stretch. Either one, doesn't matter. It's not a guy-girl thing. Throw your leg up like this. Take your forearm, put it up on top like this, and then try to push your butt behind you as you lead your chest out in front. So if you're sitting at the desk, you're doing a little bit of work or whatever, this is just a nice, easy stretch you can get in pretty much wherever you are. I embarrass my wife sometimes. Back when we actually used to travel, I'll do all these fairly obnoxious stretches in the airport. This is not one of them. It just made me think about it. What are you doing? And she has to walk away. So I'm right here, Huddy. Just stretching it out here in the airport. However, I've noticed, maybe just because I'm more aware of what I'm doing, because she brought the attention to me, saying my stretches are ridiculous, is more people are stretching in the airport. Now this one would be a little obnoxious in the airport, but I'm gonna show it to you anyways. If you have a couch or something to elevate one knee up onto, I'm just gonna put this down on the ground, because after my ACL surgery, this knee's still a little tender on the floor. Regardless, I'm gonna kind of elevate one side here, and this is like a modified frog stretch. And I like it because you can kind of access a little bit different part of that inner hip. But then once you get it, you're just gonna work some glides, rocking forward and back. And it just kind of works those inner adductor muscles a little bit differently. So no, I haven't done this one at the airport. But I might. If she starts giving me a hard time about something, I might have to just say, hey, you know what? I gotta pop down for a quick stretch. Hold my bag. I'm gonna hit the other side right here. Hey! Oh, guys, great week. That was awesome. That was awesome. We've got one more really solid week ahead of us. All right, so for those of you that are staying really focused with your nutrition right now, keep after it. Do not let off the gas pedal yet.